Hello everyone, I'm Autobotica97, and this is going to be my first video of a Transformers figure. And today, the feature bot, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Movie The Best MB-17 Optimus Prime Revenge version. Now what basically really is Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class Optimus Prime mold with all of the accessories that he used throughout the first three films. As you can see, you got the really nice image here of Optimus right there. And as you can see, you got the Takara-Tomy Transformers logo. You can see that there's Optimus right there. And there's Ironhide. And I know that's Bone Crusher coming through. This picture above, which has the Takara-Tomy logo on it, this is the scene of where Optimus talks to Sam in Revenge of the Fallen. And that's where Ironhide comes along and shoots a brawl from the first movie, and Bone Crusher dashes in to defeat Optimus. On the side of the box here, as you can see, you got the first 5 films here. This is the screenshot of the first film, where Optimus already transformed and ready to confront Megatron. And there's Bumblebee, who already defeated Rampage from Revenge of the Fallen. Shockwave with the Drill Beast from Dark of the Moon. Optimus taming Grimlock from Age of Extinction. Cool is he, by the way. And Bumblebee fighting Quintessa-controlled Optimus from The Last Night. Now, to turn around to the back, as you can see, again, you got the robot mode, you got the vehicle mode, and again, all the shots from the first 3 movies. And as you can see, you can also combine with the Leader Class Jetfire. But for the packaging about this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's crack him open and see how cool he really is. Now before we could take a look at the actual figure himself, first let's take a look at his accessories real quickly. Starting up first, here we have the traditional Energon swords right there. And as you can see, the sculpting and detailing on it is absolutely phenomenal. He used them in the first movie actually, and there's I don't know what these whole pegs are purpose for, but as you can see, like I said, the nice silver paint right there on the actual tip of the blade itself, and as you can see, I don't know if you can see it there. Now there's some nice Cybertronian writing here on the actual translucent plastic itself, which is to replicate the color of the blade itself, which is really nice. And obviously you get a pair of it. The other accessories that he also comes with are these Energon hooks. And I also like the fact that these hooks are articulated, which is awesome. And he can also hold them in a hand actually, which is really nice. Actually, you can see a hole right, so you get a peg right there, which we can slot into his fist. And he used them to rip Grindor's face apart in Revenge of the Fallen movie during the forest battle, where he was outnumbered by Megatron, Starscream, and Grindor. And it was hilarious but brutal scene, but I love it. And the last accessory for now, you get the knuckle duster, which slides onto his on the top of his arm, the top of his fist actually. Sorry. And this is the weapon that he used to slice through Shockwave's abs in Dark of the Moon movie. And as you can see, you got a tab right there, which is gonna slot underneath his fist. And I'm gonna show you how the accessories will attach later. Now moving on to the main figure. Here it is, MB-17 Optimus Prime Revenge version. I mean, this is great. I cannot believe that I am actually holding a Bay vs Optimus Prime figure, which is dead good. And as you can see, like I said, this is the Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class mold, and this is going to be my definitive version of Bay vs Optimus. And I have posted a lot of pictures here. Go check out my Instagram, Autobot Forever 97. You can check on my Instagram. And as you can see, really nicely replicated. how Optimus looked from the first 3 movies. As you can see, you got the, and you can see it there. There's the Autobot symbol right there, and as you can see, you get flames and the red color fading, the yellow color fading throughout the red. You got the sunglasses, you got the roof lights, and obviously these smokestacks are actually rubber, and gas tanks here are actually separable. In case you didn't know, this is basically the Buster Prime mold that I'm having right now. It basically means that the gas tanks here, I don't know, you can see it there. This gas can here is actually a little cleaner here. Well, this one actually has a separation right there, which basically means he has one final accessory, that being his gas tanks combined into his guns, and which is really nice. And the back is equally as great. This is accurate to the real life representation of the truck, and obviously the film. And you can see the back of the truck. You got the rear fenders here, red rear fenders, and as you can see also, you can see the flame details that he is known for in the Bayverse movies is absolutely great. Now, in terms of the features here, because he was a Leader Class figure way back when, he has some sound features here. Now, as you can see here, this button is actually pullable. You're gonna need 2 AA batteries for this one. When you push it, that's right, it's actually the truck revving sound here. And as you can see, I've already already installed the batteries inside. And as you can see, the back of the truck here has the battery compartment right there, where you can insert 2 AA batteries inside. But all in all, this is a terrific representation of Optimus, and even he beats the official MPM4 release, even without all of the third-party upgrade kits, which I never own. And my follower TK Transformers on Instagram has told me to stay with this, because the NPM Optimus was so turbo. I don't mind. I don't mind its look. He still looks good. MB-4 still looks good, but he's trash compared to this guy. But this is going to be my definitive Optimus. Actually, a stand-in for NPM Optimus. In fact, he feels like a masterpiece figure. He's like kind of like a masterpiece version of the Bayverse Optimus. Now, let's move on to the transformation. Now, to actually transform this guy, first thing you want to do, you want to take this panel here and open this up. Do that on both sides of him. Then rotate this entire back section around, fold it onto the back. Then unpeg these sections here of the gas tanks and rotate them around. And you can see here, there's a peg where you can plug this onto the canister itself. And be mindful of that. I have a loose connection on this gas tank right there. My apologies for that. And rotate this around and snap it into place. Do the same thing on the other side. And you want to actually push these pins here, where you can give some rotation here, and rotate this around like this. And as you can see here, you got a tab hole. As you can see, you got a tab right there, and that's gonna solidify on this peg hole right here, which is on an angle. So that's what we're gonna use that, and rotate this around to peg it in. Same on the other side. Push it around, rotate it, and hold this back and there we have his back section fully done. Now what we're gonna do here is to unpeg the rear fenders. And just unpeg this just a little, and raise it up a little bit. They're on the double joint, and just lift them up just to get them out of the way. Now moving on to the top. Now moving on to the front, you have to separate the front body from the grill itself. So what I will do here is just push it a little bit. That will separate this much more easier right there. And what you want to do, you want to open this section here, which consisted of the door and the gas tanks here. I want to pull them open, and then you can open him up. And that's how he would look like. And when you plug it in, when you fold this back around, and what I would do here, we'll focus on the legs first, but let me have to connect the torso. So as you can see, you got the, and this is the trailer hitch right there, and there is the connecting point here, where you actually attach it. You get some another lights and sounds effects right there, which is awesome. Now we have to move these wheels out of the way, and come around to the front, and separate the grill here, and put them down, not too far like this. And as you can see, this is the length of the entire vehicle mode, and the way they engineered the feet is really damn great. So what we'll do first is unpeg this, which we'll take along the wheel and the steps, and peg it along the side of the feet. Then fold the front wheel down like this, fold up the toes, fold the grill section inside, and here, as you can see, there's a tab right there, and it's gonna peg onto this slot right there, and it's a really tight fit, and it's gonna be, and I'm glad it's really secure and improved upon the original mold, which is really great. And do the same thing on the other side. Take the steps along with the front wheel, and peg it in on the side. Fold the wheel down, fold the wheel fender down, fold up the toes, fold the grill section in, and peg it along the back, and to give him his legs, which is really nice. I mean, the way the engineer his legs is really great. Now moving on to the back section here, fold the rear fenders along the way, and what you can do here, as you can see, there are some pegs right there, right beside the gas tanks right there, and these holes actually on the underside of the rear fenders will peg into to make his back much more accurate. To peg them in. I know they do come out really easily, but trust me, they will solidify. And then you have his back section pretty much done. Now come around to the front section of him, and very much like the original G1 Prime, I mean, as you can see, the whole front of the truck will form his chest, and obviously these are going to be coming out of his arms, very much like the traditional G1 Optimus. So now that we have the oil tanks and the doors out of the way, now we will be able to separate the arms. And as you can see, there's his head underneath the front. Now what you want to do here, you want to take the panels here on the arms and open them up to get some clearance right there, and fold them around like this. We'll straighten out the arms later on, but first we need to remove the chest piece right there. That's nice and solid. Fold the panel around the arm, and then there's obviously, as you can see, they're on a sliding joint here, but just really tight on my copy. And as you can see, I mean, this is really tight, and it also reminds me of the case of Titan's Return Perceptor, where his microscope also went on this joint like this, and it's really tough, really tough to do it like this. And now, and this one's actually loose, and it's almost easy. to fit along with the arms. Then what you want to do, you want to have to peg the arms into this slot right there by using this peg right there, which is almost to the side of his waist. Then what you want to do then to get these smoke pipes out of the way, and rotate this around so that it pegs it along, and this joint here, the cording inward to line up with the rest of the body. Do the same thing on the other side. I know it's a little bit messed up, but I mean, that's the way the original figure was, but it still transforms really nicely and holds together really well. And what you want to do now is to want to open these silver sections here, which are going to form the shoulder blades. Right there. Then rotate the arms around, which are really nice ratchet joint. So this red paint and the entire paint here is facing forward. Then when you want to rotate the arms at the shoulder down and align the arm properly, and rotate the gas canister to the oil tank around. So that will be one arm pretty much done. Do the same thing on the other side. Rotate the shoulder blade up, rotate the arm around, bend it down, straighten out the arms, and fold up the oil tank, and boom, there you have his arms done. Now last but not least is gonna be the chest part. Now what you want to do here is actually get this out of the way. Now as you can see, you got the chest. You got the on the underside of the chest here. As you can see, you got a little small hole right there, and there's a little tab here which is gonna peg on the side. So what you want to do is just give it a little push, and that will lock into place. And then what you want to do, take the head. Nice sculpted head, by the way. And as you can see, you got the lights and sounds gimmick also in the robot mode here. And pull the head down, but now bumping it, and then you want to take this sections inside of the chest and flip these up. And as you can see, the doors here are on the spring joint, and as you can see, and they're gonna slot inside the abdomen section right there, and they will. And which I like the engineering on this guy. I mean, they really improved upon the chest here ever since they re-released this guy every single time. And peg it in like this, and take these sun visors. Take the sun visors and rotate them however you wish. But when you're done, there you have Bayverse Optimus MB-17 Revenge version, fully transformed and into his iconic and most accurate looking robot mode. And like I said, here is MB-17 Optimus Prime Revenge version, fully transformed and into his robot mode. And what a terrific figure he is! I mean, this is about just as accurate from a CGI model of the Bayverse Optimus Prime that we could ever get. I mean, the back section really cleans up really nicely. The gas tanks, the way they should be, and especially the head sculpt. That head sculpt is so Optimus, and the chest design is really nice. And they are spring loaded here, and we use this lever here to activate some licensed sounds here. And I know they're on Japanese, and even only the original figure that had that voice of that English voice, which was the legendary Peter Cullen himself. voiced the original Optimus in 1984 G1 cartoon, then the 1986 animated movie, and also the amazing Transformers Prime series, and even the Bayverse movies here. But I know he turned him into a brutal warrior here, which I don't like. But in the first movie, he was a very kind person, and I really like him with that. And especially, even though his voice, let's hear the voice come once again. And like I said, it just has that same booming voice as Peter Cullen did, but it's basically Japanese here because it's a Japanese figure after all. But still, makes a good stand in here. I mean, you can see the chest here, like I said, and the lights here are very accurate. The ab sections here, again, very much accurate, and the arms are, and even the details of the arms here are just amazing. And you got the hands here, which have a slot right there, which we can attach weapons to later on. And as you can see, you got the piece of the crotch and the legs, really nice. And I also like the fact that these panels here are spring loaded when you transform him into either of his modes. Is really great. And the feet, very much like the CGI model of the character, just that damn great. That's really awesome. Now, in terms of the implementation of the accessories here, first we're going to use his Energon swords right there, and as you can see, you got the slot right there where we had to put it where the peg is facing the inside right there. Just show it here. And boom, and you can hold his swords, and even though you can also hold the Energon hooks, and like this, and also where you have to do and as you can see, there's a slot here in the arm, so you can take the knuckle duster, which is this one, and plug it on the inside of the arm, inside of the fist, and rotate it around. And I know this the peg section here is going to come in on the way, so I'm going to use this one. So the peg is already inside, and take the knuckle duster once again and peg it along the inside of the fist, and rotate this around right there. And I don't like the fact that how the knuckle duster really attaches right there, but really give them a cool look nonetheless. Now, in terms of the storage here of the knuckle duster for robot mode, if you don't want to use this, I just have to get it out of the way. But it gets really tight, which is really nice. Now, in terms of the storage here, as you can see, you got the slots here, which we're used to. Sorry, like I said, it's really loose on mine. Trust me. And as you can see, you got one slot right there on either of the slots, where you can plug this knuckle duster here on the back, and that's really kind of awkward kind of weapon storage, but still appreciated nonetheless. Now another iconic accessories that he has are these gas tanks, which are separable. Like I said, as you can see, this one is already off, and this one's already tight, but it's separable. To trust me. And now I'm going to show you how to combine these guns. Combine the gas tanks into the Iron Blaster. Now, first, take this gas tank right there, and open the pipe right there. And what you want to do, take this section here, which is on the seam here, and rotate this around so that this bases on the back, and this circular section of the tank is gonna rotate it around and slide it onto the back like so. Now what you want to do is take this entire section with the pipe on it and unpeg it, and as you can see, and there's a little tap right there that's it's gonna peg into this hole right there, and that's gonna peg in like this. So that's gonna be the one section of the gun, and then we're gonna take this weapon, take this gas tank, and slide this through. And I love the fact that the barrel has the smoky effect, which is almost like it's burned out. Now we're gonna use this peg here to actually peg it onto right here. So we have to be careful with it and just peg it in like this, and boom, there you have Optimus's Ion Blaster fully done. And again, like I said, the barrel has the smoky clear color inside it, which is awesome. And as you can see, you got the inside, you got this gold color, which is really nice. Now to implement this on the figure, it's really kind of weak. And as you can see, this is the tab here where his hands are basically gonna fold in, they're gonna plug into here like this. But one problem though is he's not able to hold this weapon really properly, actually. But he looks good. He looks good with it. Nonetheless. And as you can see, I have a lot of hard time using clipping this weapon. And as you can see, it's really tough. And even how you move his arms out of the way. Oh no, there it is. And as you can see, you got to use the arm panel. You got to use the panel right here. And that's the main problem. And even if I move the arms, and arms are really tight ratchet joints, the gun really does fall off way too easily. So eventually, I don't use the gun. I can use the hooks and the swords and the knuckle duster, which is already enough for me. But the overall look of the robot mode is definitely amazing. For his articulation here in robot mode, the head is on a swivel joint, and he can move up and down, and just because of the light and sound gimmick. And obviously the lights are green for the eyes, which I don't know why there should be. I know there should be blue, but they are green for some reason. And again, and the arms are the ratchet joints. You can rotate, fold 360 degree, and move in and out at the shoulder. You got the bicep swivel, ratchet joint at the elbow, and you got the wrist swivel, and even the fingers here, much like the version 2 of Masterpiece Optimus Prime, that being MB-10, and his fingers are articulated here, and even his thumb is articulated, which is really nice. And so you can recreate that, and even though he can also salute, he can do a saluting pose, which is amazing. And as you can see here, these are the remains of the Buster Prime version, Buster Prime, where actually in the Dark of the Moon movie, where it was released with Jetwing pack, and where we had to attach the big Gatling guns inside it, which was really huge. And I'm gonna say it's really huge, but it was really great. And I really like the fact his hands are articulated, so he could do a saluting pose, which is really great. And very nice ratchet joints right there on the inside. And he doesn't have any waist articulation, but the legs can go back, move forward, and can move back. He has a limited leg twist here, and knee pads can open up, and 90-degree bend at the knee, and also they can front bend inward like this, which is awesome. And then moving on to the feet, and they're on the ball joints, so they can move up and down, and they can tilt. So overall, even though he doesn't have any waist articulation, but he could still pull off a great deal of poses, which is really, really nice. Now to transform this guy back into his vehicle mode, first thing you want to do is want to take the panels around the arms here and fold them, cover them up to cover the biceps, and fold this down. And it's like I said, it's really tight when I was transforming him into his robot mode. And you want to make sure that this flame detail is about to face this way. Now fold and rotate the all tag down and rotate the arms up. And just to position a little bit. And then you want to fold the shoulder blade down on the top of the circular part of the shoulder. And that's the way, and this is the way how the arms should look like. Do the same thing on the other side. Rotate the arm up, push the shoulder back, rotate the arm, and push this panel around as if it's already. Like I said, it's really tight. Really tight on mine. And fold the oil, rotate the oil tank down. Oops. Sorry. Just a little bit. Okay. If the gas tank did come out, just slide it back. And like I said, this is the way how you want the arms to look like. Then open the chest section here. And then unpeg the chest section here from these pegs. And it will activate some lights and sounds again. And fold these pieces down. Then take the head, fold it inside. So you want the head to position like this. Just straighten out the head if it rotated so already. Then take the arms, unpeg them from the shoulder part, and rotate them around. Oops, my mistake. Actually, you want the arms to be positioned like this. Actually, that's my bad. And rotate, do the same thing on the other side. And then what you want to do is to want to connect the entire arm pieces together, and then the chest pieces to form the front. Then what I will do first to get the oil tanks out of the way again. And there's one slot here. I don't know if you can see it there. There's one slot here inside of the forearm where you can connect these pieces into. So it's really difficult, but once you get a hang of it, it's really easy. Just straighten out the hand and fold it back. And there you go. And also you want to connect the arms together like this. Together here. No, not yet. Don't connect the arms just yet. We have to fold this chest piece down to cover up to solidify the arms and fold them down, and then you can connect them together. It's really, really tough, but once you get the hang of it, it really works. Again, and you want to make sure it should be at like this. It should be like this. And peg it as tightly as possible. Then straighten out the windows. We'll leave the oil tanks just a little bit with some clearances. And what you want to do, turn around on the back, take the rear wheel fenders, rotate them around, and extend them back. Do the same thing on the other side. And straighten them out. And what that I will do, what I recommend, is take the smoke pipes and rotate them around, and use those slots right there where we used to store the knuckle duster in robot mode, and peg it along the sides right there. If it can work with me. There we go. What you want, and then unpeg the back wing section here. Just straighten this out. And that will already take the shape. Then what you want to do, then rotate this entire back section around to form the top roof of the truck. And then you want to connect disconnect the torso from the leg assembly. Then grab at the legs. And this is where it's getting a little bit messier here, but don't worry, we'll get there soon. And fold this back just a little. And then you want to take. This is a little bit heavy, and that's why it's a little bit messed up. So moving on to the legs, fold the down so that the toes are bending, facing down. Unpeg the wheel section and the stairs. And then unpeg the feet section, which is really, again, like I said, really tight. That's why I was able to lay this down. Like I said, and as you can see, one of my feet popped off. It's really ball jointed, but it's really easy to get it inserted back. Then straighten out the foot, and do the same thing on the other side. And what you want to do here, then take the grill sections and fold the toes in. And as you can see here, this wheel fender here has a slot, and that's which will go inside the light section here. So it's really tricky process, but I've transformed this a lot of times. I've transformed this many times. It's been a mess every single time I do this. And this is the way the leg should look like. The same thing on the other side. Unpeg the grill, fold the toes inside, and peg it in, peg the wheel fender in. And this is the way the legs should look like. And then connect these pieces together to form the front of the truck. I know it's a little bit messed up. We'll fix it along the way, trust me. Now it should be good. Now that we have all the parts of the truck pretty much formed, and again, fold these down. So that the legs should be facing this way. And then what you want to do, keep this blade open, and you want to insert this section here into the grill section right there. It's a little bit of a tight fit, but trust me, and plug it in like this, and there's some slots right there where you can connect the doors into. Once you straighten this off, and this which will solidify the connection here on the on this section here. Then peg the oil tanks in, and then take the wheel fenders, and there are some slots here. If I can move this out of the way, and there's some slots here right on the side of the trailer hitch, and where these bouncy wheels, which have a hinge joint, they will peg into. So it will solidify the connection. And like I said, this really feels like a masterpiece figure after all, because he holds together really well, unlike the official MB-17 release. So if it's something come undone, fix it already. Then fold the smokestacks up, and then peg them down. And after all that hard work, there you have Optimus Prime back in his Peterbilt 379 semi-truck mode. Overall, a terrific figure. Yes, it's very old figure. It's a leader class figure, but he still holds together really nicely at this time. And the weapons and accessories that it comes with are really nice, and the vehicle mode is equally as good as the robot mode did. And talking off the robot mode, pure awesomeness. And I hate the fact that the guns that form out of its gas tanks really don't hold together really well. Doesn't hold together really well in his hand. But I will not use it any much, like I said. But overall, a solid figure. If you're a fan of the Bayverse movies, and if you're a fan of Optimus Prime, like myself, I will highly recommend this figure. So all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, do leave a like and a comment. And if you're so inclined, please subscribe to my channel. Until next time, till all are one, my friends.